Hey guys, welcome back to the Fuller Homestead. My name is Brian. Today we are going to do some prep for some winter weather. As you saw in the last video, we got pigs, and because they're in the woods, really wasn't working on much of a shelter for them. In fact, most of the farmers that I've talked to online have said they really don't give much of a shelter to the pigs that are in the woods. But we are expecting some really cold temperatures tonight, and that's not as big of a deal as the rain is. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a quick shelter for them for tonight. And then also, I'm gonna do something to try to help out the rabbit cages. The first thing will be to get more hay in there. I've got 2 bales that I can use. And then I think I'm going to maybe take some more feed sacks and put along the outside edges just to give a little bit of a windbreak, but we're gonna rely more heavily, I think, on the hay to help them during the night. And they have the fur and all that kind of stuff. Not the boots. Now the boots with the fur, that's something different. Let me grab some supplies to get this makeshift shelter done for the pigs. Once I get all that together, I'll meet you out there. All right, so I grabbed some supplies. I'll show you what I got here in a second. You can hear the piggies talking today. Rather than running away from us, they're coming towards us. When I got out this morning to check on them, they had pushed their feed bowl into the fence. They had pushed 2 logs into the fence, so it was grounded out. But of course, they didn't know that. They just pushed stuff away and then backed away from it. As far as the waterer goes, I sat in there for quite a while and just would push down the little lever on the pig nipple. They would come up and start drinking, then put their own mouth on it. I think all 3 of them have kind of got the hang of it now. They definitely are happy to see people now. They have been kind of, oops, I see they pushed another log. It's probably shorted out again. Let me go fix this back fence and then we'll show you what we're gonna do. You can see where they've been bedding down, that little depression. And so that's where I think I'm gonna try to build some of their stuff. Totally different attitude than yesterday, but I don't blame them. We kind of messed with them a lot yesterday. So here's our male. You can kind of see, if you look real close, the swollenness from his procedure yesterday. Doesn't see any worse for wear. Smart little creatures. Okay, so here's where they've been kind of bedding down. It's not much, but I guess they picked the trees with the most leaves. I do have a couple of trees that I cut down over there. I thought about just putting them in here and kind of making a little A-frame, but with all of the rain that we're expecting, I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit something extra in here because it's gonna be rain and freezing temperatures. Let's go to the truck and I'll show you what I brought. This part is scrap lumber that I just had in the shop. This is pulled off of the old chicken tractor. Brought some screws, brought an impact drive or a saw, a trusty tool bag, and I'm gonna slowly carry everything over there and then we'll set it up. I don't have a huge image in my mind. I just want something kind of low to the ground. They're not obviously very big pigs. I don't plan on having a large shelter that I'm gonna drag from paddock to paddock. That's just gonna be a lot of extra unnecessary movement. This will be the training pen shelter, something small for these feeder type pigs. Let me get all my supplies over there and see what we can put together. This should be fun. I threw this tarp in here because I thought, oh, I'll just wrap it in there too, and I no more than threw that thing in before they were dragging it all over the place. I'm even putting my tool bag up here because there's no telling what they'll pull out of there. Got all our wood in here, so let's see if I can set up the stand without them taking it out. Here's the beginning of our lean-to pig shelter, not square. I think now what I'm gonna do is go trim off some limbs on these trees that I put down and use those for the roofing poles before I go and measure and go cut some tin to put on top and along the sides. Getting less pretty and less pretty by the second, but we've got those attached, so now we're gonna get some tin to drape over there, and then also along the side here I've got plenty of scrap. It's a pig shelter. Let's not call it anything except that. So just a little lean-to, left those sides open for ventilation and because I just didn't want to stick another piece of tin right there. It'll shed water. It'll give them a little place to get out of the wind. I went ahead and took the angle grinder. Whoops, sorry. I went ahead and took the angle grinder and cut off all the screws that were poking through just so they don't scrape each other. Although they've already been rubbing on the edge of the tin here. I'm gonna tell you, these are slowly becoming my favorite animals of all time. I could hang out here all day with these guys, much to Jack's chagrin. He doesn't like it. I've already put some hay, extra hay in the rabbits' cages, but I haven't buttoned it up on the edges there for the wind, so we may go do that next. Well, it got overcast really, really quickly as this cold front is coming in. So I think what I'm gonna do is I've got some tarps and some zip ties. I'm just going to give the rabbit cages a good wrapping. It's not like they're gonna miss anything, but it'll also help keep that hay that's dry on the inside, especially if some of the rain blows in. Like most of the things here on the farm, it's not pretty, but it's very functional, I think. It really is just tarps hanging down to give them a windbreak, and it'll also keep the cold rain off of them for tonight. This really, now that I look at it, this is like preparing for some kind of huge ice storm, and that's not what we've got. So it's probably a little excessive for what we're expecting. It is supposed to get down to freezing tonight, and we are supposed to have rain. So I did add a lot of extra hay in their cages for tonight. The air from underneath won't be quite as bad. I did scare the mess out of all of our chickens, but when I was pulling those tarps out, they went crazy. I do want to show you that out of the 60 chickens that we bought from Tractor Supply earlier on in the season, all of those stinking things were females like they were supposed to be, except for this guy. That's right. He is our lone rooster, and he is going to be gorgeous, no doubt. He's just now coming into his voice, and so it's been kind of fun to listen to him in the mornings. He just sounds like he's just kind of hoarse. He's going to be very, very pretty. Our lone rooster. Good for you, dude. I don't think I'm going to do anything to the chicken coop extra tonight. I did have that piece of metal that I could put over the door just to block a little more wind, but really they're very protected, especially for what's going to be tonight. And there's like 51 of them in there. They huddle close together. And that's going to do it for today's video. Thanks for hanging out with me. I know it was kind of a quick one today, but every now and then when weather plays with you and you've got some things that you just got to get done right now, that's what you end up getting done. If this is your first time with us, please consider giving us a subscription. Also a thumbs up if you think it's warranted. If there is some sort of content that you would really like to see on the channel, let me know. It is why we got videos like the Homestead update video and the muscadine jelly video. Both of those videos specifically happened because of viewer comments and requests. Weather permitting, we are going to be processing chickens tomorrow. It may be inside the shop. We're going to try to get that done. As always, thanks for your continued support. Hope you guys have a great day. Bye.